Greetings, humanity. I'm Jim. I use he/him pronouns, and this is our Invisible Sun campaign, The Edge of Paradox. Invisible Sun is a surreal slice-of-life game by Monte Cook Games. We are integrating the directed campaign, but most of this game happens spontaneously. Since we have only a couple of players today, this will be a little bit more like a development session. We'll sort of see what happens. Like I said earlier, we're hitting that delightful time of year that is the bane of all gaming groups, the holiday season. We'll do what we can in between whatever's happening. So let's go ahead and go around and say hi to folks to see who we have today and who they are playing. And I have warned no one of the order I'm going to go in, so we're just going to spontaneously say, Danielle, hello.
I get to go first. I never go first, Jim. Well, now I gotta pull up my sheet. I am Danielle, and my pronouns are she, her, and so are my character's pronouns. Her name is Vormera Vanas, aka Vor, and she is a connected ardent of the Order of Weavers who shepherds minds.
Excellent. And this was hastily trying to cobble together an overlay for this, about half an hour before we started, and so it was like, oh, that's Vor ends up on top this time. Okay, sure. I forgot to mention anything, but now let us head over
3 years.
Yes, congratulations, you made it.
I made it.
But now let us head over to Anino. Hello.
Hi there, everyone. My name is Anino. I use he/him pronouns, and I play Mac the Husk, who uses they/them pronouns. Mac is a established enthusiastic of the Order of the Goetica, who provides a vessel for spirits. Yeah, did that without the character sheet. How do you like that?
Excellent. Congratulations.
It's a big night for both of us.
I know, right?
Awesome. Yeah.
Someday I will be a professional streamer.
Awesome. No, really. You're far more a professional streamer than I will tell you that. Awesome. So, as we do with the other games on this channel, we're going to be using the X card, the N card, and the O card. If we hit something that's crossing a line for one of us, any of us can type an X in the Zoom video chat or anywhere else, hold up a card or make an X symbol, and we'll back up and do something else. If something happens that we're okay having in the game, but we don't want a graphic description of it, we can type an N in the Zoom chat and we'll fade to black on it or put it behind a veil, so it'll be there, but we won't go into detail. Finally, if we're exploring a topic or an area of roleplay that's particularly intense for us, but we want to keep going anyway, we can put an O in the chat to let us know that we're okay and that we're all good to keep piling on the drama. Something else we can do is put an O with a question mark after it, and then when we're moving into a difficult topic, or if we say or we do something and then think maybe that might have been a little too much, then everyone else can respond to that again with an X, an N, or an O to let us know if we're still doing okay. We're also using the pause. If any of us needs to take some time, we can ask for a pause in the game while we discuss things, or just take a break for as long as anyone needs. As a reminder, a few content warnings. This game may contain body horror, surreal imagery, spiders, snakes, and references to memory loss, death, and existential crises. At any time, you can type !ISCW to see that in the chat, and that's going to also be on the regular rotation there. Also, please remember that we have an open door policy, which means that any of us and any of you can feel free to step away from this at any time if we need to. It's just a game, and mental health is always more important. So, I believe when we last saw these folks, normally I mentally prepare at least a little bit for this, but now, of course, I've been thrown off because we had it was a solo Shantano episode last week, and so those events will not be coming into will not be spreading out just yet. But let's see. The last time, I believe last time we saw you folks, it was in the observatory. Overall, the stuff that had happened in the observatory, they managed to turn off the failsafe, so that's no longer an issue. They managed to get the large anthropomorphic elephant that had been summoned by the hunt to carry a vessel containing Eroshka's memories away from there, and even now they are on their way to the what we refer to as the Jenga Tower, which is basically a tower back in Santorini that Mac currently manages. So they shut that down, and then I believe the next thing on the agenda was probably going to be to take they have a couple of Insidious in a box that they were going to bring to the Nightside Mushroom Cave that is near the where the party is happening. If they wish to do that, as that's a deal that is currently being made to use that cave's power locus as an anchor. So that will potentially be a thing that will be happening at some point. But in the meantime, I know that I'm trying to remember who all was here the last time we were in the observatory. So for Vor, did you get to leave the observatory, or had you popped back in before everyone left the observatory?
Yeah, I was in when we made the decision to leave. Yeah.
Okay, and I know Mac was. So
yeah, because we fixed the pipe or the machinery where Mac had duct taped their Testament of Sons.
Yes.
And we which has no bad consequences whatsoever.
None whatsoever.
And then Shaw made the flawed viewfinder, and Vor intentionally used it to try to dredge up one of her own most traumatic memories, which was successful.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah. And then we were like, let's go now. We should go.
I feel like I was marveling at the fact that it was not the person who we thought would be experiencing the trauma of forgotten memories. Instead, we took the bullets on behalf of Eroshka.
That is true.
Yeah,
that is true.
Eroshka
We saw
this one.
her bad memories and our own.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. Yeah, you're being very supportive.
Yeah.
Being very supportive indeed.
Protect my cousin.
It's very, very good of you. Very, very familial of you. Cousinly of you. Now, I'm just going to go ahead then, and we're going to draw a card so that I can see what you're going to emerge into here as you are re-entering the party. As you leave
Fingers
that
crossed
place.
for my favorite card.
Yeah, well, let's see what we get. It's I think what we've got is everyone's favorite card, the Incriminating Skull.
Okay, that's not my favorite card.
This is true.
Vor's favorite card is the Lucky Coin, because
Yes.
it has to be.
There's no way around that, really. It's
Those are
good.
just the rules.
I know. It's how it goes. Okay, so this is a gold card of the Secrets family. Its overall meanings include disaster, discovery, evidence, connections, friends, and family. The skull is uncovered, revealing a long-buried wrong. It is evidence of a crime. However, the skull was once a person, and that person's family and friends miss them. They wonder what happened to them, and discovering the remains of the victim actually brings them some comfort and closure on the situation. We're going to stumble right into the thing that I had almost fully prepared for, but not quite. This will be interesting.
Oh, do tell.
Well, I'll let you know in a moment. The evidence that is uncovered might be the result of a long investigation, or it might be entirely accidental and inadvertent. It might be something that people have long searched for, or the remains of someone or something that no one even knew was missing. Last, it might be something that someone was trying to actively conceal, or it might just be the remains of some past event covered up only by time. In divination, the incriminating skull tells us that there's a deeper, darker meaning to the matter at hand. It presages failure, particularly being caught at wrongdoing. However, if the context is right, it might also simply indicate that a friend or relative, particularly one that has been long estranged, is involved in some way. Well, here we are. Okay. I just need to open the name generator real quick, just because I might need it in a moment. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, they don't do that. No, not that. Just go for that. Yeah. It's a little weird. We'll figure that out. Okay. Yeah, that seems to be the simplest solution. So, you've gotten, there's a hallway, right? It's a sort of main hallway that leads out of the observatory, the entrance. You find yourself stepping into you find these doors that will just sort of open in front of you. It's this long dark hallway. There were some cabinets, things with different parts and what have you, and you find yourself stepping out through these doors that slide open, and you hear this grinding sound as they do. You realize they are stone doors that are opening, and you're stepping into what looks like, there's a room with mist, and you realize you're not sure if it's entirely a room or what, but it's more like an outdoor area, because as you step out, you see that it is some kind of a you're stepping out of a tomb into a graveyard. It is a small graveyard. It is fairly gloomy. There's a thick cloud cover. There is something odd about the dimensions of the graveyard, which tells you that it's an area that has also been co-opted into the party, much in the same way the conservatory was. You're seeing several old and crumbling, a number of old and crumbling headstones, and some other tombs. And there is what looks like a sort of an iron fence that runs around this thing. This looks very much like, not unlike an old family plot. And it's hard to see beyond it. There's like thick forest beyond on pretty much all sides except the front. And in the front there's this big iron gate that appears to be closed. And beyond that, it looks like there's a path that leads up this little... that leads up this incline, and then where there's more trees on the other side of the path, and then turns, and you're not sure what's beyond that point because you can't see beyond that point yet. Because you're still like at the back of the graveyard.
We are certain though that we're still in the party.
But yeah, it looks, because it's
party, we just...
Yeah, there is a certain look about it where when you look up, it's like you can't see the sky. There's like light filtering down. But it still has kind of that odd feel to it where it's not exactly what I would call co-location per se, but it's like this is... It's kind of like when you were in the conservatory and everything was like that, because the trees on the outside of the of this plot are also weird and impossibly tall. They kind of bend together, and not exactly in what we would think of as, it's not non-Euclidean or anything, but it's very it's just the dimensions of everything outside of this little graveyard, this little plot, is the dimensions are a little off, and you've noticed that seems to be the case for places that the party has swallowed sometimes, or at least recently it has been.
Okay. You said it's a family plot. Like, if I go over and take a look at one of the headstones, what's the name on it?
Hang on. Yes. This one, just randomly, the name on this headstone is Elmer Maraline. Let me actually... Maraline. M-A-R-O-L-I-N-E, I believe. And it's a headstone, so it basically will, yeah. Just trying to think. Yeah, that's the name on that. Yeah, I think that's most of the information that'll be on there, actually. Anything else, it looks like there might have been other information on there, but it's been a long time.
That's a long time. Is that a name that rings any bells at all? Particularly the family name?
Yeah, that's the Duchess's name.
I was going to say, I thought that was the Duchess's name. She's going to be so mad at us.
So,
I mean, she did say she was dead, right?
The Duchess? I mean, yeah, but her family graveyard appears to now be attached to the party. Although I guess we're planning to anchor it here permanently, so it's not like she really loses access.
Yeah. You just have to, maybe you'll have to pay a cover charge to visit. I'm sure they'll comp her.
Yeah, I mean, and there will always be flowers, I assume, that she can take from the party to bring out here if she wants to visit. I mean, those are free of charge.
Yeah.
Yeah, not to mention that the party is endlessly catered. So,
That's true too, She can have some nice hors d'oeuvres, and then come out and pay her respects, and then leave. It's a pretty good experience, honestly. If I was running a graveyard, I think that people would enjoy that.
You are noting that, you are remembering a couple of things. One is that they did say that someone did say at some point that they supposed that parts of her house would turn up in here somewhere. At least until such time as the party stops using it as a tether, and then it'll theoretically revert back to normal. You remember that. You also, of course, are going to notice that both Aroshka and Shah appear to have passed into the gray, because they're not following you out of the observatory.
We don't need them for the party part anyway.
Yeah.
We got that. Should we go find the mushrooms? Let's take care of business, and then we can enjoy ourselves.
Yeah. I mean, there are some things I want to chase down that are outside of the Endless Party. There is still the matter of the Goetic who sent those spirits at us.
The eyeball things. Yeah.
Yeah.
True. And I do want to... No, what were you going to say?
And there's this weird memory that's kicking around in my head now. Kind of saw it back
from the thing?
Yeah. Can't say I liked it.
Yeah, I had a bit of a rough experience there too, but it did give me an idea of someone that I should look for at the party to see if they're there.
Oh,
so
well, since we're here,
mushrooms,
we'll do that first. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we can do the mushrooms first, and then I can come back through the party and we can go to your thing.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, mushrooms first. We will go.
Yeah, as we're walking and talking, like, what was the memory that you saw?
Oh, well, I got a couple pieces. I got a piece that was Aroshka talking to you, and saying that there was someone coming after you, and she said that it was the same people. They had me already, and she referenced that guy Manfred, who was, I guess, part of it somehow as like an assassin. But then I got a piece of my memory back, which was right before I got rectified and sent into the gray. It was not pleasant. I was trapped by Karen, funnily enough. So I need to have words with her when we return to Saturnine.
Oh, are we going to call a homeowners association meeting?
We might, yes. That definitely seems like the right place to throw down. You might have to call up though, because I do not own. I don't own a home in that cul-de-sac.
No, it's fine. We can do it.
So.
What about you?
Sorry, go ahead.
What was your memory?
So here's the thing. I thought that my memory was the memory that you just recited about Aroshka.
Oh.
Talk. So now I'm lost. I'm like, what was my memory then?
You actually didn't see necessarily the entirety of it. You got bleed off from it that kind of rushed into your head, I think. But it was the bits that you saw, if I recall correctly, just involved someone saying, There was someone telling Eroshka that possibly half jokingly, or possibly not, that she wasn't going to be able to do something. Basically, that she wasn't. She needed to stop trying, and there was this big rush of this kind of ambitious focus that came out as a result of that. And currently what that's doing for you is it's giving you things you can use involving the tower because of the specifics of the memory. It's kind of normally applied more toward the Vancian spell casting, but it also, I think it's close enough that it'll fit that as well because it involves linking things together. Tetrising things so that they fit, basically. It had to do, yeah, so I mean, there was probably, I think, a sense of... There was probably some kind of a sense of, possibly either a sense of how dare you, or a sense of, oh yeah, I'll show you. That was kind of involved in that. I do not remember anything else presently from that particular memory, but and I do remember that the identity of the person who was saying that to her was not clear.
It was one of Eroshka's memories. It wasn't exactly clear who she was talking to, but I get the sense that prior to everything that went on, she was working on a project that was, well, I guess stressing her out would be understating it. I feel like it involved connecting things, which, in retrospect, that kind of makes sense given what we're trying to do here with the Endless Party. I feel like I've learned a few things that I can apply to managing the tower now.
Well, that's good, at least. That's something.
I guess.
Be useful when we get back to Saturnine. We have a lot to do when we get back to Saturnine, honestly.
We do. Still need to chase down Manfred, after all.
Yeah. Well, and now, I mean, we were going to help you chase down Manfred anyway, but now I'm even more curious after getting that little peek into Eroshka's memories.
Well,
and I need to track down Impalosa.
All right. Have we made it to the mushroom cavern yet?
To the mushrooms?
Well, so I'm going to draw another card real quick because I need a little more information about things that you may or may not witness. But let's see. Let's see how we're doing. Okay, interesting. All right. We had this card not too long ago. So this card is the Hidden Moon. And just as a reminder here, we talk a lot about the sun, but the moon has as much influence over our lives. It just does it more subtly, quietly. Again, we're still in secrets. It's a gray card. It means sort of new beginnings, insight, intuition, foresight, looking ahead, potential danger. Moon hides so that it can peer ahead, unnoticed, and catch a glimpse even those things it shouldn't see. Ever-changing moon reflects our changing nature, our bodies and our minds, represents intuition. It's present when we feel more than we think. When something just feels right or feels wrong, this might be the moon's influence. In divination, when hidden moon is played, something new begins. It suggests looking forward, not backward, but what's coming ahead may be dangerous rather than beneficial, so be wary. Okay. So, a couple of things. One is that this would have happened fairly early in that span of dialogue, given how small this plot is. But who knows? The dimensions are weird in here. The gate to this family plot is locked. So you will need to take care of that to get out.
Okay. Interesting.
It looks like it's actually been locked up for a long time. There's a sort of a chain on it and a padlock that's obviously facing the outside. Basically, kind of as though this was to be kept locked down.
I might actually have something for this. I don't remember what this does, though. I have an ephemera called the Praxis of Thieves, which sounds like it ought to be useful in this circumstance, but I don't remember what it does.
Huh. That sounds promising.
Let me see here.
You'll also note that there is this strange sort of... Once you get sort of the front and kind of glance back, there is this weird sort of eerie vibe that this graveyard has, as though this sort of like... There is this weird perpetual mist thing going on. The tombs that are in here, the big tombs, look particularly menacing. And it's like there's like an almost... You're in an area and you can hear like background sounds like this sort of it's maybe wind, or maybe it's something where there's sort of that sort of low sort of type moan that you sometimes hear in places. Wind going through the trees, perhaps. There's a lot of that here. As far as that goes, what was the name of it again? Praxis of Thieves?
It's called Praxis of Thieves. Yeah.
Praxis of Thieves. Let me see if I have it in my various PDFs. Let's see, these are cards. This is the Ephemera Objects deck. Searching for the word Praxis. The word Praxis appears 3 times. Praxis of Thieves, there it is. Level 2. Its form is an icon of Diamelu, goddess of thieves. This icon can transform into a lockpick, an oil can with oil, wire cutters, or a small pry bar. The form is chosen when you use the icon and the object disappears after one use. It is gold magic.
Seems like it could be useful here.
Easily.
I'm guessing bolt cutters probably aren't helpful, because this is like, I mean, well, you said it was like old metal.
Yeah, it doesn't look, I will tell you from the outset here, looking at it with the background that you have had, you look at it and I don't think you don't think it's going to be too difficult to get the gate open necessarily. So
Okay.
it's not necessarily going to be a major challenge to get this thing open. You just need to do something to open it, basically. It's all.
Yeah, I mean, Vor's not. I mean, I'm not like probably not amazing with lockpicks. Well, she might actually be okay with lockpicks, I guess, given that. I feel like bolt cutters is the simplest way to go. What do you think, Mac?
Oh yeah, just cut right through that.
Yeah. Okay. So Vor will get the Praxis of Thieves out and turn it into into some bolt cutters and just start clipping away at this gate. She'll make a point of being neat about it. Like she's not like cutting a jagged hole or something, but like, yeah.
You pull forth this icon, and it will transform in your hand. As this sort of this gold light emanates off of it as it transforms into bolt cutters. You are reaching through the bars and cutting the chains and then the lock, sort of carefully, so it doesn't take too much. It takes a moment, sort of as you're doing it. I think that while Vor is doing that, let me see. Yeah, I don't know that it's really going to be. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. I'm just going to ask this just off the bat here. How interested is Mac in his current surroundings? In their current surroundings?
He's probably not paying as close attention as he can.
Okay.
Or should be.
All right. Well, no worries. No, there's just like
Nothing bad's gonna happen.
there's like, well, yeah, it's just sort of looking around. It's like, is there like a? It's like maybe there's something playing. It's like maybe there's a trick of the light or something as it's coming through. Maybe the sort of the way that things are filtering in. It looks for a second like there's like one of the tombs has got like. It looks for a second as though there's like light coming out of one of the tombs, but then you sort of glance at it again, and it doesn't look like that's actually happening. And Vor has got the lock open.
Not bad. Have you been practicing?
You know, picking up a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Probably a good thing. I mean, seems like we both have scores to settle.
Yeah, fairly large scores.
Remarkably convenient that we share a common enemy. So.
Yeah, I mean, teamwork, etc., etc. Easier to take down with many of us working together as opposed to, one-on-one.
So does the door swing open?
Yeah. If you
cuts
push it open. And I presume you're heading out.
Yes.
Yeah, we're heading for the mushrooms.
I will say, as you're heading out, you can almost barely. It's as though for a moment you can hear that same stone on stone sound, like it was when the doors of the of that tomb you walked out of opened for just a moment. And do you continue heading up the path, or?
Vor will stop to just take a quick look around and see if anything has come out of the.
Well, I mean, you're at the front of the thing, and so it's like it's a little misty between here and the back of the thing. But it's like maybe it came from the same area. It looks like the tomb doors you came out of are still open. There's like a sort of a central big tomb that looks. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's hard to say whether or not it was. Whether the front door was always a little crooked or not. Because I don't think you really examined it closely. Well, you notice the front door of the bigger central tomb seems to be askew a little bit.
I think Boar's just going to keep her hands kind of tightly on her cane just in case. As we head up the path.
Okay. Head up the path. And you're going to come upon, as the path sort of heads upward. Let me... You're coming upon this very big wall that looks similar to the wall that is out by the house wall that's out by the observatory. Not the observatory. The house wall that's out by the conservatory. So it looks like the exterior of the Duchess's house. Let me see... I'm going to do yet another card so we can see sort of what you're entering through. Ooh, okay. Let's see. So this is going to be card number 56, the Monarch. Don't think we've had that in a while. It's a Notions card. It is a sovereign. Let's see, the Monarch. Ruler, authority, sovereign. The monarch stands above stands above all and passes judgment. Words, Jim, words. The monarch stands above all and passes judgment. Their commands must be obeyed because there is no other choice. The monarch isn't the ruler of the world, they are the world. They represent reality itself. They claim authority over you because you are a small part of them. You can no more refuse than your little finger can refuse to move as directed by your mind. You are a gear that turns in a vast machine, and the monarch is the machine. The monarch, as their name would suggest, is the sovereign of the Notions family. They guide and direct through thought and idea. In divination, if one is going against the status quo, this card turn is likely very unwanted. It signifies that the powers that be get involved. If that isn't the case, then this card may suggest the aid or the thanks of those above the person in question. This card can be a blessing or a reward, but there is judgment involved, and should one be found wanting, punishment is the result. In a broader sense, the monarch represents the entire world, and thus can simply be an indicator of the immensity of a task.
Isn't the bonus higher when it's the sovereign of a suit?
Yeah.
Cool.
Everyone's getting if they happen to roll while this card is up, they get a +1. They get a +2 if you have a heart matching Notions.
That's Boar's heart.
Who might that be? Who could it be?
Whose heart has to do with thoughts and ideas?
It's actually it's both of you.
That's brilliant.
So So let's see what happens. Let's see how long this card lasts. But yeah, so this is interesting. Yeah, okay. Why not?
You know, it's good when Jim's finishing his tea first.
The that's the sign.
Yeah.
There is a this big sort of wooden side door that you can open and pass through. And the section of the party that you find yourself in is one that I don't know that I don't think you've been in before. Because you step out into what looks like a throne room. It is not a huge throne room. It's not, we're not talking like Louis XIV. We're not talking Versailles here necessarily. Although, well, there is a level that is like Versailles, isn't there? Now that I'm thinking about it. It's somewhere in that neighborhood, I would say. So you've got this, this room where you have these ornate paintings on the ceiling. You've got these, you've got what look like the room is very yellow. Very yellow and gold. A lot of sort of pillars. There are a couple of chairs in here that look very nicely, that are boxed away inside this, kind of almost religious looking, railing. Sort of carved wooden railing thing, with a dais and the two thrones, that are empty. There are some people in here just sort of hanging out and drinking. It's one of those rooms where you know, there's a lot of heavy decoration here, basically. A lot of tapestries, and we could do this. Sure, let's do this because this is the card. This is what came to mind. Sitting at the base of the dais in front of where the thrones are, with a bottle. Is Isabel.
Oh,
the host
good,
of the party.
You're all right.
Yeah. She's
You're
like,
all right.
oh, you got out. You got out? Oh.
Well, we
Did everyone
came
get
to a
out?
little graveyard, but we're fine.
Graveyard.
Well, Emoshka and Shah seem to have taken a little jaunt off into the gray, and I'm really not sure what's going on with Shantanu, but I expect they'll turn up.
And she just sort of looks into you. Actually are emerging from behind a tapestry, I want to say, actually, when you come into this
Nice,
room.
I like it.
I didn't look behind there. Graveyard. There's not supposed to be a graveyard in here. Maybe that's part of the house.
It's the Duchess's.
That
Yeah,
makes
it's the
sense.
Duchess's family plot.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear everyone's okay, I think.
Provisionally, yes.
Can we talk? for a minute?
Yeah, sure. Vor will go sit down next to Isabella and pull out her champagne glass, and yeah, start drinking. What's up?
She's like, and she's just sort of like, do you remember anything about your cousin and me?
I don't have a lot of memories from before. I mean, I know that you were involved, but I don't have specific memories of you otherwise.
It is strange.
Did I not like you back then? If so, I'm sorry.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's... You would think that she would have introduced me to her family. You would think that. I thought...
Oh, did we never meet?
I don't know. We might have. There was something... I remember vaguely... See, as I remember things... as I remember things, I just get more and more depressed about this whole thing. We put this whole thing together for a reason. Yeah. And she sort of raises, and she sort of looks over at Mac. You want anything?
Oh, no, I'm good.
There was something... like, there was so much she didn't let me in on, right? We built this, not this was mine, but we built... We set this whole thing up together. I remember that. I remember it was important.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember we wanted to... Because there was something happening. Might have been the war? I'm not clear on that.
Be. Well, it definitely seems like there was some other thing going on, though, too, because I kind of got assassinated, and it sounded like the same people might have been coming after.
You went missing. You went missing.
Yeah.
She said something about you going missing at some point.
Uh-huh. That's correct.
So I knew of you, at least. I don't know if we actually met, but she you went missing, and then something... Why can't I remember? Something happened.
Do you want help remembering?
And she looks down at the bottle and she just says, "Shut up." And she puts the bottle down. She says, "Shut up" to the bottle. How does she stand
I'll help you remember.
being able to hear all this? Okay.
Well, I don't know.
Is it
but
do you think that's a good idea? Do you think that'd be safe?
I mean, I don't know if it's safe, but everyone's having a traumatic memory day. You might as well join the club.
Oh, great.
We can go get trashed afterwards if it's bad.
Awesome, let's do it. She shrugs. Okay, what do you need me to do?
I'll just stay there. Hang on. And Vor's gonna go ahead and weave a spell. So it'll be illumination from fire and mysteries from challenge.
All right. One moment whilst I summon the appropriate whilst I summon the effects by level table. Here we go. Okay. Remind me once more, what are you using?
I'm using illumination from fire and mysteries from challenge.
Gotcha.
So I'm trying to illuminate the mystery of her memory.
Okay, she is not going to be resisting. So... If I have you roll, it is only going to be because you're trying to grab a memory from kind of close to the war.
Okay.
So there may be a certain degree of difficulty inherent in that. So you're not rolling against her. Let me check, if
Sure.
at all. Let me just see what the level of this is, though. Because, I mean, you know, you might just be able to spend the points and that's it. This is almost divine the answer to one question. Because of what she's trying to find out. Do you, well, let me ask. Do you want to be able to see this as well, or would you rather it be a secondhand she tells you about it type deal? If she says anything.
Ooh, that's a good question. Vor is inherently curious and loves to poke around in people's heads. So I would say yes, she probably would like to see it, but if it only shows up for Isabella, she's not gonna be upset. I mean, she's doing it to help her cousin Zax.
Yeah. I think this is gonna be, since it's a non-specific question, but it's something that you would be interested in seeing if you'd like to see the memory, then I'm gonna say this is a level 4 effect.
Okay. So I have a skill of 2 in understanding magic that lies outside codified practices, which I would say this is, if you agree. So that'll take it down to 2. And
Well, no, when I say this is a level, it's a level 4 spell. It's a level 4 spell.
Oh, gotcha.
So I mean,
So you having me roll then?
No. But you're gonna have to spend. But you have to spend sorcery, right?
Yeah, I'll spend 4 sorcery. Yeah. No problem. I have a pretty good sorcery pool.
Yeah, this is already gonna be. Yeah, you're already gonna have, I think, more than enough with what you have. Plus, you know.
I have a lot of stuff I can like. Yeah. God forbid I need extra help. I can pull meme out.
Yeah. Oh dear God. It's like, here's your memory, and if you'd like, we can also devour it for.
It's like, no, you can't eat it, but you have to help me access it.
Oh my God. That's interesting. Well, let me go ahead and draw a card, and I'll see how stubborn this particular one is. Oh, and then you've also got a +2, so.
Oh yeah, that's right, because of the monarch. Yeah, I'm pretty stacked for this.
Yeah, so you're good. You're good. But now I'm drawing another card. So let's see what that is.
Lucky coin.
I mean, it's lucky for someone.
Not me.
This card will be... I feel as though this card is lucky for someone.
I'm assuming it's lucky for you.
I don't know, actually.
That's the GM.
Hard to say. So we've drawn the Doctor. This is a Nemesis card.
Of notions?
The Nemesis of Visions.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not my heart, so...
So, we've had this within the last, last few months, but I can't remember how long ago, so. Doctors help, but it's a help we'd rather not need. No one wants to see a doctor. We only see them if something's gone frighteningly wrong. It's like the Sith deck gets me. They have knowledge. Perhaps secret knowledge, and an insight few can match. But these are secrets about disease and death. Can one delve so deeply into such topics and not come out affected? The Doctor is the nemesis of the Visions family. This enigmatic, genderless figure is a harbinger of illness and plague, but the possibility of succor or even remedy from the disease they foretell. But there's a word missing. But there's a possibility of succor or even remedy from the disease they foretell, I think, is kind of what we're aiming for. There is an inherent contradiction to the Doctor, then. They are the hero that we really do not want. In divination, although sinister in appearance and position in its family, the Doctor card can mean good health and a wisdom in dealing with the challenges that life can bring. However, there's always an undercurrent of dependence with the turn of this card. It's not the wisdom of the person in question, but the wisdom of someone else. The presage of well-being comes from the intervention of some outside force. Worse, however, sometimes the Doctor suggests not health, but illness. Okay. Well, the quote that's in there is, "But doctors are supposed to heal. What is it that you're doing?" Okay. All right. So, also, this is a Nemesis card, which, does that have an interesting meaning? Does it? Does it? Yeah, it's -1 to everything. -2 if your heart matches this family, which it does not. Yeah. So... there will be good news and there will be bad news, I feel, for this one. So you're sort of reaching in, and is there anything in particular, first of all, is there anything you're focusing on as you're trying to pull this memory forth?
I'm really just trying to pull whatever she's focused on. Like, if she's trying to figure out, like, memories around, or was Aroshka hiding things, or,
yes,
like, did Aroshka introduce me to her family? You know, what did I know about Aroshka's family? That was what she was talking about, so that's what I'm trying to pull.
Gotcha. All right. Let me check my horribly mysterious notes. All right, all right. So, I think the memory you're going to see is I'm not going to do an entire scene between myself as a couple of people, because I don't that part of my brain isn't operating quite as well this evening. Although it's we'll have to, that requires at least, you know, some degree of certain setup. But yeah, I think that you're going to see there is, you're sort of homing in on this argument that is happening with Aroshka. As you're sort of scanning through, I think that this probably takes place before the memory that you saw. The I'm not going to let them get you memory. And it's happening. It's actually happening in, we'll say it's happening in this room. There are like more people in here, and there's this sort of, there's a little bit of it. Well, let's see. Yeah. There are a few people in here, and there's sort of like, the room looks a little smaller for some reason also. But you see that Isabel is trying to sort of host, and she's trying to set some things up. She's been thinking about spells that she's going to need to try to communicate with people. You get this sense that she has a lot on her mind and is like basically trying to take on the task of being like a communication hub for people for something important that's going on. And she she is arguing with Aroshka. And Aroshka's like is saying something along the lines of telling her, no, you don't need to be doing all this. And because we just got you back. And this memory comes up where she's like, no, this is something I need to. There's something I need to do. They're coming for everybody. It's not going to be just me. Isabella's saying your cousin is still missing. That friend of hers who went out looking for her, I think, is also gone missing, right? We've got to get as many people in here as possible before it hits. Isabel is saying. And it seems like Arushka's been being quiet for a moment. She's just shaking her head, and she's like, and she is saying, no, I've got to finish this. I've got to. There's a way we can take care of all of this. I know there is. Aroshka is kind of saying, and she turns and she starts basically running for the tapestry. And you see Isabella's like, she sets her glass down, which is one of those champagne flutes. She sets her glass down on the railing for the throne. And she's just sort of shaking her head. I think that there is something where she's left like a communication spell hanging that seems to be sort of set up. And she just sort of is turning and looking. I am trying to know if you have ever seen this person. I'm trying to figure out if you've ever seen this person.
It's on who this person is.
I know,
if it's
right?
in Filosa,
It's not in Filosa.
Then yes, I have.
It's not in Filosa.
Okay.
But I don't know if you've actually seen... No, I know. You know what? Actually, I'm going to fix this so that it'll be easier. Okay. Let me just check a thing. Okay. Yeah. She's talking to two people. One of them is Mayfair. You recognize Mayfair. I don't think you actually went to the House of the Forgotten, but you had seen her before, and I think they told you that was her. She is with a wizardly-looking person with sandy blonde hair. Perhaps a roughly early middle-aged gentleman, looking gentleman, with a wizened look. I'm not sure if that description is going to sound familiar to you or not. I don't think it is. I think the only person who's seen that person is someone else. She says to them, I think she's going to do it. I think she's going to finish this damned process. Will one of you please come and talk to her? I can't. She's not listening to me anymore. Will one of you please do something? And that's when the memory ends. And you get this sense, just this overwhelming emotion of things falling apart. And just this idea of there's pain, there's longing, there's much sadness, and this terrible feeling that something is coming.
The person with sandy hair, did they bear a familial resemblance at all to Aroshka?
No.
Okay. Just confirm. Wasn't sure if it was another long-distance cousin.
No, I don't think so. I mean, it could be, I guess, but I don't believe we've established anything to that effect.
Okay. I think while this was happening, Vor had her hands like at Isabella's temples to apply the spell, and so once the memory passes, she'll kind of lower her hands and then make sure that the wine bottle is hand the wine bottle back to Isabella.
sort of sits back and she's like, oh God.
I don't know if that helped or hurt.
I don't know what the hell we were doing. I don't know what the hell we were doing.
Do you know?
We were doing something.
Who? I mean, so one of the people you were talking to was Mayfer. Do you know who the other person was? If you don't, that's okay. I was just curious.
I think. Okay. Can you remind me who Mayfer is?
Remind myself who Mayfer is. Mayfer was one of the people who.
Wasn't she the person that was locked up in the that place that we went to that during Kiana's guest star?
Yeah.
That Forgotten.
Forgotten.
Yep.
And I think we saw them when we were in the train station and we like accidentally shunted ourselves sideways into like another reality. I think Mayfer was there too.
Mm-hmm.
They were working with, I think they were working with someone else, a dude whose name I cannot recall.
I think Axon. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Let me check a thing real quick. Because that's going to, that actually, the train station bit, let me see if, I don't remember if, yeah. Trying to remember who shows up at the train, who all shows up at that train station.
Manfred was there.
Well, yeah, he was there.
I do remember Manfred being there, yeah.
But, let me check the, let me check who else we had there. And, see, Ghosts of a Lost Future. Okay, yeah. Darren, Mercy, and Delia, it says, are there. I don't think Mayfer was actually at the train station. Well, maybe. They talked about Mayfer at the train station. And they talked about Axon. Yeah, but it does occur to you that guy might be Axon. And
it might be Axon.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's like, so when she asks you who Mayfer, to remind her who Mayfer is, what do you tell her?
I should say, well, Mayfer was working. I mean, I know she was an associate of Arras because she was working with. I think she had a partner named Axon, who
Axon.
Sort of became a street.
Wait a minute, that was Axon. Yes.
That was Axon? Okay.
Mayfer and Axon, yes.
Okay.
I was talking to them.
Do you remember why you were talking to them?
There was something very important going on.
Were they part of the Numa? I feel like they might have been.
Yeah, they were in this. There's this group called the Numa. They were doing soul work, and that's why Arushka was interested in and talked to them a lot, because there was like there was a lot of study, there was a lot of research about some things, and then there was like yeah. Arushka always kind of would like to hold things, sort of played things close to the vest.
Mm.
In
Does
the
this
old
have
days,
to do with the soul displacer?
it could. There was a bunch of stuff that came out. They came across like a. See, there was this thing where I think Axon, one of the early things that Axon was working on, and that sort of ended up getting tossed around between Arushka and I think and Gilda and some other folks was this soul model that they had been working from. There was this. It was like a philosophical treatise that came out. I can't remember whose it was. I can't remember much of the details about it. But they were like, "Oh, this is like we can do the same thing with the Path of Suns as you can do with that." And so there was a lot of, and so they were trying, but this was at the point that we were already trying to get this place together. So I got very busy trying to organize all of this because we were wanting to get. That's very strange. It's almost like it's on purpose. Huh.
You don't remember?
There's something weird about this. She says.
There's something weird about all of this. I mean,
well, yes, but
this is the second time that I've looked at memories that were like, Vor is missing, and I still don't know why. Not completely.
it seems like there's, because like and I mean I guess none of us knows how this works, but you come out of the gray and things are gradually supposed to come back to you, and I mean some stuff maybe you'll never get back, but I mean I know we don't.
I guess my guess would be, Isabella, that some of that has to do with how you enter the gray.
Oh yes.
I did not enter the gray. I was forcibly sent there.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I know others were as well. So if that happened to you, that could be part of the reason why you're having such a hard time recovering your memories.
That could be. It's just kind of odd that I know it's like a big social faux pas to talk about the war anymore, right?
Sure, but we're in private, so carry on.
There's like specific. You'd expect some of the memories to come rolling back in, right? But
I mean,
feels like the closer we get to it, it's like things have been blocked off. I guess you're more
you might be right.
You're more the expert on this kind of magic. Do you know? I mean, have you noticed anything? Any patterns?
I'm not sure that. I mean, blocked is maybe a strong word. I think they're there still, but I think they're buried very deeply. And I think it was intentional. I think someone or something blocked a lot of these memories.
I think you're
maybe
right.
Covering their tracks. I don't know enough yet to know why, but
something's wrong.
That certainly seems to be the case.
This was. What we were doing here, this party was more than a party, I know that. It was important.
It makes sense. Otherwise, why would it be tied to the observatory?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was important. This was going to be the... I think this was supposed to be like a haven.
Based on what you said in your memory, that would make sense. It sounded like you were building a storm shelter for something bad that was about to happen.
I think so.
Maybe that was the war.
It could be.
Maybe not enough people got in here fast enough.
Yeah, something went wrong.
Many things went wrong.
No kidding. I don't know. There's something that's there's a lot of pieces missing here, but it's. Thank you for sort of giving it a kick. I have to think about this for a while.
Least I could do. Think about it. We can always try again later if you want for something else.
We'll see.
Actually, before you go, or before we go, because we have Insidious to deliver. Question for you. Has Infilosa ever been to the party?
Infilosa?
Have you ever seen her here? Yeah.
Like Church of Midnight Infilosa?
Yeah, yep, that one. I need to kind of have some words with her, and I was wondering if you'd ever... Nope, okay.
She's never come here, no. That was unthinkable. That would have been unthinkable to invite her to something like this.
Why? Just out of curiosity, why would it be unthinkable?
Well, I mean, the Church of Midnight. They're. Considering everything they do, they're just not. I mean. Okay, I think she probably did ask. But I think she was too dangerous to have an environment like this. Although I guess until now I've been thinking I just sort of shunned her because she wasn't. It's not fashionable to go around doing things like the way she does. But I suppose there's a certain thing about it. Why do you need to get in touch with her?
I do, actually. Yes.
Oh, I see.
She's involved in this in some way.
Well,
Not quite sure how.
I mean, I can see what I can do.
Yeah,
I know everybody. I can.
Well, that's why I figured I'd ask. Yeah, if you have a means of putting me in touch with Infilosa, I'd like to establish some line of communication.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Cheers.
Yeah.
She'll clink glass and bottle.
For what it's worth, I'm glad Eroshka eventually found you, apparently.
Me too. I'm glad I wasn't permanently harmed by whatever happened to me. And managed to find my way back with everyone else in tow. So we have Insidious to deliver. And then we're going to get the party retethered. So we're going to fix this.
Okay. Okay, great. Well, I'll see if I can... I suppose we should probably start preparing for that.
Yes.
Is the... and she sort of is going to slowly start standing up. Is the... I just kind of appeared back out here. Did you find the main entrance to the observatory?
Out of character, we came out the main entrance.
Yeah, you came out the main entrance, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's where we came from. Although Eroshka closed the doors again and told them not to open, so...
Of course she did.
Yeah, we might need to wait for her to come back.
All right. I don't know, maybe I can
talk
them into opening. We'll have to see. I'm not as good at this as she is.
Maybe give it a try.
I mean, we got to get all of this ready. All right. Okay. Well, I guess we'll figure it out. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah. Give us 20 minutes. We'll go deliver these,
right.
and
Yeah.
we'll come back and meet.
So we're gonna need to see if we can move the tether from that front door over to the conservatory. I can see if I might be able to just generate another one that might be smarter. We'll have to see. Just have to figure that out.
I will let you figure that part out.
Oh, I'll see. Yeah, like I'll see what I can do. Well, I mean, I'm not as versed in that thing as Eroshka was, but at least I know how to run the damn thing. If I can
More
get
than me.
in.
I know nothing about it.
She says, sort of huffily, and so she gets up and she starts heading toward the tapestry.
Cool. Oh, Isabella,
Yes.
be careful. The graveyard's a little creepy, and I got a kind of a weird vibe. So just be careful.
Oh, okay. Well. Oh, good. The defensive spell's still up. Well, at least, I've got this. I'll take a look. I'll back off if it's too much. And she turns and she starts heading in that direction. And the two of you are once again in the throne room with just a few people scattered about.
All right, sorry for the little detour there. Mushrooms.
That's right, the mushrooms.
Yeah. We head off to the conservatory.
Okay. You work out eventually where you are in the house as you sort of wend your way from place to place. You eventually find your way back to the kitchens and the crayon door, which you then open and head through out into the conservatory. Once again, you have these sort of massive ceiling of glass and metal over these dead trees. This dead little forest. You see there's kind of there's sort of a lawn chair that's perched sort of at the edge of said forest, in the path heading in, and sitting in the lawn chair, sort of reading a book, is the Duchess Marline. She sort of once again she will sort of adjust her. She'll adjust her. She sees someone coming and she's about to adjust her veil a bit, and she's like, and she slowly once again stands up as you approach. At last. What? We've had people coming in occasionally thinking that they're about to try to go on some sort of nature hike. It's very distressing. How have you been faring?
We are gonna fix the tether. We've got everything we need.
I see. Well, I suppose that needs to happen then. If that's going to at the very least get everyone out of my house.
Hopefully.
Well, good, she says. You need anything else, or shall I just simply continue to idle out here?
Just keep doing what you're doing. Shouldn't take long now.
Do be careful with those mushroom creatures. They are dastardly.
Max got this. Boris is just like patting them on the shoulder. Mac,
Yeah, no big.
Mac does negotiations all the time.
I will tell you as soon as you're done doing whatever it is you need to do with these things, for however long you need to do it. I'm not saying I'm in a rush necessarily, but I am strongly considering having this whole section burned once everything's said and done.
I would not is that?
I think it would be better to leave it alone.
It's a portal to the night side. It can't be good.
Yeah, I don't think you want to make enemies of the mushrooms, though.
Oh, the mushrooms and I have not seen eye to eye for many decades. No, that's...
Yeah, but there's a difference between not seeing eye to eye and open hostilities.
It's much more... This was much more my brother's area. Curse him.
Your brother?
No, yes, no, he is one of the chief operatives of all that. Back in the day.
Where is your brother?
No longer with us on any plane, I should hope.
Ah, in the graveyard, then.
Have you seen the graveyard? Have you found the graveyard?
Briefly, yes. Yes, I did find the graveyard.
She is now very interested. And she steps forward.
Oh, no, but you should stay.
Where
You
is
should
it? You
stay.
must tell me.
You should stay.
It's here.
Just
It's
stay
here in the house somewhere.
Yes. Yes?
I do need to know the location of that graveyard. It's rather important.
Do you? Why?
And she pauses for a moment and she says, "Well, there are some things that just need to be looked in on."
And by that, do you mean that there is something in the graveyard?
And she'll say, "Well, that's right. But of course, it's a graveyard. Its contents are rather, shall we say, personal to my family."
Well, yes, I'm aware of that. I saw the headstones. Is there anything, let me put it this way, is there anything ambulatory in that graveyard?
I'm going to ask you to make a roll here.
Oh boy.
Let me find the Duchess in here real quick. There it is. Okay. She's a level 4. She has +1 to social interaction. So this is going to be a challenge of 5.
Okay. My charm skill is level 3.
Mm-hmm.
So that takes me down to 2.
Mm-hmm.
I can spend an interaction penny, right? To lower.
Yeah, so that'd bring it down to 1.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
All right. So 1 or better on 1 die.
First time I've rolled in a while.
Okay. So what she says is, "Well, I should certainly hope not," but you can tell that she is lying. Yeah. In response to your question, is there anything ambulatory down there? And actually, she's not. Here's the thing. Here's the subtlety of it. She's not actually lying. She hopes that there's nothing ambulatory in there.
Yeah,
but
she
you get
hopes,
the
but she's
sense
afraid that there might be.
She thinks that there might be, yes. And so that there is definitely something in there she is trying to protect and hide from people.
Is that your brother down there?
And she'll say, "Look, you're very kind to be interested, but it is a personal matter that needs to be taken care of. If there
Right.
is,
Well,
were there family members, shall we say, down there still active, it would not be good for anyone. And it is something
fair
you can
enough,
tell
Isabella.
she's sort of clutching her handbag very at this point, and she's got her handbag and she's reaching into her handbag right now, feeling around while she says this. She says, "It is rather important for rather a number of reasons that I get down there and make certain that, let's just say, the family plot isn't overactive."
Yeah, probably a good idea. Especially because we don't want anyone getting hurt, do we? The graveyard can be accessed from a tapestry in the throne room.
Ah, excellent. Well, I'm afraid I shan't be able to stand sentry for a bit. I shall come back as soon as I can, but I've got something rather important I need to do rather immediately. And she's going to turn and start walking back toward the house.
Should we be worried about whatever she may be planning to do in that graveyard?
She doesn't strike me as trying to do anything nefarious. I suspect that somebody woke up that shouldn't have. I mean, look at her.
Well, so an interesting thing happens here, as she sort of is stumbling by the front door, by the door in, and she's like, out of the way, she's out of the way, and she's saying to people inside, you can see sort of a little from a distance, you can see her, and she's like, she reaches into her purse, and she takes out this what looks like a sort of a weird compressed rod of some kind, which she takes out, and she doesn't fling it, but she kind of she keeping it in her hand, she sort of off to the side, she will take her arm and just sort of like, kind of like when one does what one unfurls a fan, right?
Kind of snap
she shakes
motion.
it, snaps it. There's a snap motion, and you see this rod unfolding and unfolding and unfolding, snapping too. And then you see a blade pop up from it, until it's a staff with a blade, until you realize it has become a scythe.
I'm just gonna let her deal with her internal family matters, Mac.
And-
Honestly, that seems.
And you see her step. Yeah, I'm sorry. You see her
I
step.
feel like we have enough enemies.
You see her charging into the house. Step back now, please. And
Yeah, she's not gonna hurt anybody.
and she steps
fine.
inside, and
Except
there's this
people
like,
who deserve it.
ah! You hear a little bit of running and crying out from inside.
This is a very weird turn. Anyways, yeah, the mushrooms.
Yeah, mushrooms.
On to the
Very
mushrooms.
I'm gonna be very upset if we get another detour away from our mushroom goal.
Oh, that reminds me, I need to draw another card. Let's see. Okay, so the card for this scene, as you're heading in to where that dead foliage is that covers the entrance to the mushroom cave in this deep dead woods. And we have drawn the Swan, which is a Visions card. So let's see. Let me go ahead and pull this open here. Let me see if it'll... There it is. So, this is the Companion of Visions. Elegant and Serene the Swan is the companion card of the Visions family. It is a harbinger of luck, and in particular it is said to bring calm, favorable weather with it wherever it goes. But as many someones have said, we make our own luck. In this case, the swan represents that as well. In the midst of a challenge, someone displays a talent, an affinity, or even a magical ability that they didn't know they had. When this happens, it is sometimes called a swan event. In divination, this is a card suggesting good fortune. The winds of fate blow favorably for the person in question and the path that lies before them. Rarely, however, it is deeper than that. The swan and its resultant swan events can suggest that one might have a talent that has so far been unrecognized, even by the person in question. That talent is the key to moving forward and succeeding at some upcoming challenge. But how does one discover such a thing? Oh, there it is. So, you will reach the entrance to the cave. You see once again the brambles will part for you, and you see the stone steps heading down.
All right. Well, I think Mac will take the lead and walk down the steps.
Okay. So you head on down, and once again you find yourself in this. You hear sort of water dripping distantly. You see this cave with with the glowing phosphorescent walls and odd sort of crystalline structures in the walls. Some of them, as you get further down, you know this cavern is it's probably a pretty big cavern with a lot of these pods of mushrooms. There before you, as you enter this first chamber, the big circle of purple mushrooms with electricity coursing back and forth between them, humming to themselves. And here you are.
All right. Well, we have what you were looking for. Not one, two insidious. In a proper carry-out container.
Once again, from the side, this very large mushroom shuffles forward. Their spokes shroom comes forward, coursing again with energy, raising its cap up so that you see the knot face. And you hear two. And they both live.
Mac is just going to tap the box.
Didn't you kill one of them? I know one of them's just paralyzed. So I know.
No, I think they're both still alive.
Trying to remember.
Let me go look at my notes.
I know that there's one that you got out of the oven that's still paralyzed. Oh, the one you killed was upstairs.
We have two live ones.
Yeah, the one you killed was upstairs. That was the one that you sort of just eradicated. That was up in the study.
Yes.
Yep, we have two live ones.
Okay. Yeah. So. Yeah, they will. Let's see. Excellent. Therefore, you have done a professional job, then. Good. Place them in the circle, please.
And we have your word that you're going to vacate this area.
As we agreed, you have our word that you may utilize this area. We did not agree to vacate.
All right, fair. But Will you assure that you will not disturb any of the equipment that would be set up here?
We shall not disturb those who come in, so long as those who come in do not disturb us.
All right,
Those who,
fair.
as a reminder, per our agreement, those who do disturb us are ours.
Yeah, fine. Okay. Mac is going to place the container on the ground and slide it over with his foot into the circle.
Yeah, you know better than to walk in there.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not going to get in there.
When they see you doing that, it's almost like if they had hands, they'd be like, huh. But you do. You slide the box into the circle. And you see there's crackling. And yeah, and actually, yeah, I figured it out. Okay. So there, and you see the box opens, and you see these two Insidious just sort of nervously dart out, and they are both immediately hit by these crackles of purple electricity, and they're held fast. And you hear once again the voice of the mushroom echoing out, "Excellent. Excellent. They shall be put to greater purpose. Very well. As agreed. This chamber shall be for your use, but none must venture into the lower chambers, lest they become ours. The bargain is done."
You're very possessive.
And you see that this circle of mushrooms and the Insidious inside seem to just fade away. And you can see down into the lower chambers there are, still plenty of those circles of mushrooms down there. And there's a lot of activity now going on down there, apparently. It looks like between the various pods down there. But it looks like they have left this chamber to you. And once again the speaking mushroom essentially will crawl back to the entrance to the lower chamber. And be just a little bit inside of it, a little off to the side. And they will... And, actually... before they lower their head, you will hear, sort of echoing slowly out, "Of course, do let us know if you require further insights we can provide. We might be able to strike additional bargains. It was nice doing business with you, but power is a thing that we know your kind holds very dear. So do let us know if we can be of further assistance." And the mushroom cap slowly lowers. And the mushroom stops moving.
Gotta applaud that evil laugh there, Jim. That was really good.
Yeah, it was very Vincent Price. After a beat, Mac is just going to say, I almost asked them a couple of questions, but then I remembered the Duchess yelling down this cavern asking, are you striking a deal? Those mushrooms? You really shouldn't deal with them. It's very dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, in for a penny, in for a pound, if you really want to ask them stuff. But we do have other stuff we need to take care of, so. They can always come back.
It's fine. I think I can call upon some better spirits to bargain with than these guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't even called any demons.
That is a thing you can do.
Yes, it
Well,
is.
let's fix the tether.
Yeah.
Let's fix the tether first.
Well, no. That's Aroshka's job. You know, we did our part. Aroshka will come back and do the tether thing. I mean, she's the only one who knows how to do it.
That's true.
It involves things that theoretically do not exist.
So party then?
Yeah, let's go to the party. Do you really think you'll find Invelosa there at the party, though?
Probably not, but I figured it was worth a look.
Yeah, we'll network. That's what professionals do. They network.
Yeah, we'll network.
Absolutely. And so I think as the two of you head back to the party to network, I think that is where we shall close this one out.
We didn't set anything on fire. I'm really proud.
Yeah, I'm amazed.
We didn't start any fights. We didn't set
Nope.
anything on fire. We didn't make any
We
bad
didn't make any bad
deals.
bargains.
Yeah, that's amazing. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah. So I think it's pretty clear that, problem people are Shantano and Aroshka.
Yeah, I'm sure. That's probably it.
Where? I say as the two of them go off to presumably wreak havoc on the party.
All right. Excellent. Okay. Well, we're going to go ahead then and do our Joy and Despair here. So once again, I'm going to start with Danielle. Do you think you got any joy or any despair today?
I'm going to go with joy because Isabella agreed to help try to contact Invelosa. And that's a pretty big goal for Vor right now. Yeah. So I'm gonna go with joy for that.
You helped her out. You got her a piece back of something she had lost.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, Vor did a good thing and is potentially gonna get finally to speed with Invelosa. So I think that's a joy.
Cool, excellent. And Anino, do you think that Mac got a joy or a despair today?
I will say that Mac did get a joy because he managed to complete the mission that they had set out to do.
This is true.
Without getting captured.
Yeah, no, that was excellent. Yeah. It actually is. Sorry, so close. You came kind of close. It was interesting, I gotta have to say, just the way that the cards fell tonight, because as we all know, most of this game happens spontaneously. And so, as I was trying to interpret the cards and figure out just sort of, okay, which bit do we invoke here? And as I started to figure out all the bits that made sense to invoke were things that didn't necessarily represent immediate threat, but that could, depending on how it turned. And you all, and you both just tackled it in a very in kind of an almost in a thoughtful and careful fashion, and that seemed to do something. That seemed to work. That seemed to work out. But let's go ahead then and do our outros. Feel free to tell folks where they can find you and any final thoughts you may have about this session, and favorite moments or what have you. And we're going to start once again in reverse order from the way we started. So we're starting with Anino.
It's not reverse order.
Oh, it's reverse order from what. Remember today. Danielle was first, and then you were second.
Yeah, today's opposite day.
All right, fine. Hey, folks, my name's Anino. You can find me on Twitter at Anino 4K. Let's see. Next time you will see me on stream will be Friday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time over on the Wandering Society channel. That's Wandering SOC. And I will be running my second game as a GM ever, the Party at Tiffany Burrell's House, inspired by 90s high school teen movies sort of game. And then over to next Saturday, I believe, at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for Scion, and then back here again, 8 p.m. Eastern Time around then for The Edge of Paradox.
Excellent. Any final thoughts about the session?
Oh, I was a little disappointed in ourselves in that we didn't cause anything to, blow up with a lot of trouble. But but I guess that's something we can hold over the others now.
This is true. You were actually responsible.
Magnivore is gonna be relentlessly and annoyingly superior for like the next week.
Well, although I should point out that Vor did play around in her cousin's ex's head a little bit. Well, just caused her to remember a thing that might perhaps cause an argument soon. So there's that. But
that's small potatoes. It's fine.
It's fine.
I'm sure it won't even come up.
Yeah.
Fine. Yeah, no, we'll never have to worry about that again. No chance. But let us head then over to Danielle.
Hello, I'm Danielle. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at @RyRackandTor for all kinds of games, books, cosplay, basically anything nerdy. I am not presently in any other games streaming, so the only place you will find me is right here, although I probably won't be here for next week, but 2 weeks from now. And then thoughts on the session. Beyond the obvious of us not setting anything on fire, really, I'm really enjoying like the bits and pieces that we're getting now of like what happened prior to everybody losing their memories. So it's a fun little puzzle.
Cool.
Getting a couple new pieces every time.
Yes. It's also I'm just very very glad that we're starting to finally like construct some of that, because that's it's going to get interesting. It's going to get real interesting, I think, by the time we get to the end of this. Awesome. All right. Then finally, who am I? I'm Jim. You can find me at OtherDoc on both Twitch and Twitter. My website is jimyesthatjim.com, where you can find my Geek Observation podcast and links to my various other podcasts, audio dramas, writings, and such. I have links down below to my website, Twitter, YouTube channel, and various other things. Let's see. As previously stated, right now the only RPG currently we have on this channel is this one on Saturday nights, and then we will be coming back in December with Sunken on Thursday nights, and so that we'll have that to look forward to as we continue that story. Let's see. Anything else fascinating going on? There's a thing coming up that I'll make more announcements about that when we get there. I might start recruiting for a thing or two soon. There are things in motion slowly, but I shall reveal more about that once I have some sort of idea what's going on. But we'll leap off. We'll leap off that cliff when we come to it. But that, I think, is most of it. So I think when we hit the end card, I'm going to send a raid over to, let's see, well, we'll raid somebody. There are only a couple of folks that I follow right now that are currently out doing stuff. So I'm gonna kind of look over. We might just sort of wander over to someone playing video games, as that appears to be where the activity is right now. So we might do that. So feel free to hang on if you're so inclined. There's someone playing. Someone doing Grand Theft Auto, and then there's someone doing Mario Party. So we might go over there, one of those folks, and say hi. The only other folks doing tabletop RPGs that I'm currently following are on break. Possibly, or they've been away for a little while. We don't know. Anyway, we'll figure it out. So feel free to hang on if you're so inclined and say hi to them with us when I figure out who we're raiding. And that will be when we hit the end card. In the meantime, folks, thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and we will catch you next time. Farewell.